Good morning. I've finished my State of the School for 2025, and now I can make videos more at my leisure. I felt some pressure to get that finished so I could go on to other things. And what I want to talk about this morning is this storm. Well, it's been spurred on by the storm that we've just had. I'm sure anybody in the U.S. knows what I'm talking about. It was major. And it was cold, it was dangerous, it was windy, it was snowy. And when living on a quote unquote farm, living at Frank's school, I've got barns with pigs and barns with goats and a house with cats and a dog and people. And I'd give my life up to protect my animals. To that extent, I guess I'd make a good swine herd or a goat herd. In a sense, I risk my life every time I go out to take care of them. In the one case, which you might remember, feeding the goats, I got bumped and fell and exploded my spleen and was life flighted to Altoona. That whole thing. That was brought on because I was feeding my animals. Barns, in a way, are dangerous places. But, nonetheless, that's what I have always wanted to do, and that's what I'm doing. But when it comes to weather like this, and almost all weather, I wish that I lived with my animals, or that my animals lived with me. Under the same roof. That's the way it was in the Middle Ages, of course, in Switzerland and, even in Portugal and Spain. I think the animals basically lived under the same roof pretty often. It was normal, and certainly in the northern parts, it was essential. You had to have the warmth from the animals to keep you warm back in that time. And, in a way, it's more for humans than it is for the animals, but it's good for both. Here I'm sitting with a cat on my lap, keeping me warm. And humans in the modern world, all over the world, I think, live with their animals, but their animals are just a goldfish, a dog, a pet cat, various pets, except for maybe Trump. I don't know if he ever had a pet in his life. But anyway, most humans, they understand that. They want to do that. They want to be with their animals. But they're so convinced that there's some kind of uncleanliness involved in it. And that's gone on for, hundreds of years, really. The uncleanliness comes from the cities. When you pack people together, they have to bathe. They don't have to, but you sure want them to after a while. I guess you would. Public baths, that wasn't just a luxury, that was a necessity. And sewage disposal and all that. Great problems coming with centralization in general. But it's also that lack of diversification. Anyway, that's all sounding kind of scientific or philosophical. What I'm saying is I wish and I'm working in that direction. The older barn eventually will be like that. If I live long enough, it'll be a place where humans and animals can very comfortably live together, separated by rooms, maybe. So I'm working on that. But I've got some goats now that are going to give birth to babies, kids. Oh, the pump's going to cut in. I think I'll stop until it's done. You'll hear it. I can tell because the one hose is shrinking. I'll be back in a minute. I've got a flexible hose. Wait. Okay, I'm back. I'll edit that out. I think I can. Now, in New England, there was the traditional old New England houses were very often connected. House, woodshed, outdoor or exterior kitchen storage, barn. You didn't have to go out in the snow, and it's to get to the barn. But that's not the same. It's not the inconvenience of going in the snow it's not being with the animals, so you know that they're okay. You hear all the sounds. I was saying that I've got baby goats coming, and a lot of times it goes just fine. They don't need me, but a lot of times I'd really like to be there to preserve. Well, that's kind of a different story. Anyway, the short form of what I'm saying today is just I long for that time when people lived with their animals. I'm sure it was a better way to live.